You know what's worse than being yelled at? Being ignored. Some kids grew up in homes that were always loud, yelling, laughter, chaos, but others grew up in silence. Not the peaceful kind, the kind that hums with the sound of, "You don't matter." They didn't break the rules, didn't cause trouble. They were the easy ones, the quiet ones, the ones everyone said, "Oh, they're fine." But here's the secret no one noticed. They were easy because no one noticed when they weren't. That's the invisible child. They learned early that being quiet keeps them safe. No drama, no punishment, no disappointment. If they didn't speak up, no one got angry. So they disappeared, not physically, but emotionally. At the dinner table, they'd nod, smile, and pass the salt, even when no one asked how their day was. At school, they'd blend into the back row, never loud enough to stand out, never lost enough to cause concern. And when the teacher asked, "Who hasn't shared yet?" their hand twitched, but never rose. They became experts at staying small, because somewhere along the way they learned a dangerous lesson. Attention is earned, and they weren't worth earning. Psychologists call this emotional neglect. And here's the twist. It's not about what happened to you. It's about what didn't. No one yelled, no one hit, but no one truly saw you either. And that kind of emptiness leaves marks you can't see on an X-ray. It teaches your brain to be invisible, to shrink before you even realize you're doing it. Invisible children grow into invisible adults. They apologize before speaking. They say, "It's fine," when it's not. They pour into others but shrink when it's their turn to be loved. Their minds run on a quiet script that says, "Don't take up too much space. Don't be too much." They've mistaken peace for silence and love for the absence of rejection. What's wild is the invisible child is often the most emotionally intelligent person in the room, because when no one noticed them, they learned to notice everyone else. They became mind readers, experts at moods, tones, micro-expressions. They can sense tension before anyone says a word. They comfort others instinctively, because deep down, they know exactly what it feels like to need it. But that empathy, it's double-edged. They'll carry everyone's pain, but hide their own. And when someone asks, "Are you okay?" they smile, because being seen still feels unfamiliar. But here's the plot twist. The invisible child was never actually invisible. They were just surrounded by people who didn't know how to look. And when they finally meet someone who listens, who doesn't rush to fix them, who just sees them, their whole nervous system exhales. That's the moment visibility stops feeling dangerous. It starts feeling like healing. They begin to realize they never needed to earn love. They just needed to unlearn invisibility. So they start showing up, speaking up, existing out loud. It's awkward at first, like turning on a light after years in the dark, but little by little, they stop apologizing for taking up space, because they finally understand being quiet didn't make them easy, it made them lonely. Maybe that's you. Maybe you grew up being the good one, the helper, the listener, but deep down, you're tired of being the background character in your own story. You're not dramatic for wanting to be seen. You're not needy for wanting connection. You're just human, finally realizing that silence isn't safety, it's suffocation dressed up as peace. So speak up, even if your voice shakes. Ask for what you need. Let people see you, even if it feels uncomfortable at first, because the people who truly care won't be scared by your volume. They'll be relieved you finally stopped whispering. So, if this story felt a little too familiar, you're not broken. You just learned invisibility as survival. But survival isn't living. And the fact that you're watching this means you're already stepping out of the shadows. So yeah, now you know the psychology of the invisible child. You're welcome. That explanation's going to cost you 1 subscribe. Deal?